A good morning, good afternoon, and also a good evening to all our participants from across the globe. And also a warm welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining today's live session about how you can actually benefit from SAP Cloud Application Services. So this session is part of our Rise with SAP webcast series. And in our YouTube playlist, you have the opportunity to watch all our sessions on demand. And you can find the link leading to the YouTube playlist in the description of this session, of this video, and shortly also in the chat window. So there you have the opportunity to learn really everything about each and every pillar with regards to Rise with SAP. So today, I'm very happy to have Muni, Lakshmi, and Stefan Krampen as experts with us. So Lakshmi is part of the solution management of the SAP S/4HANA Private Cloud Edition, and Stefan is a lead architect for SAP Cloud Application Services. So you, the participants, have the opportunity to address your questions to our experts. You can do so by including your questions in the chat window, and we will pick them up and answer them right after the presentation part. So with that, I would like to hand over to today's presenters, and the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Sinan. I will go to presentation mode. I hope you can see my slides.
At least I can.
Perfect. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining the session today. A warm welcome again from our side. This is the agenda for today's session. First, we will look at introduction to SAP Cloud Application Services, which we call it as CAS. Then we will see the value proposition of Cloud Application Services. So what are the reasons why our customers have to choose Cloud Application Services? And finally, we will look at what are the different services we have under CAS portfolio. So to understand what are the cloud application services, we first need to understand what are the services that are offered as part of Rise with SAP. Rise with SAP is a commercial combination of software license entitlements, cloud enterprise support, infrastructure plus infrastructure management, as well as technical managed services to set up, run, and operate the entire solution stack. So once we have the software, then next is implementation of the solution. So for that, our customers need advisory and implementation services to implement and initially set up the software. So these could be delivered either by SAP or our partners. And lastly, customers need someone to run and operate the solution stack, which is application managed services. So here we have three options. So one is in-house, meaning customers can run on their own. So when they have the expertise, they have the bandwidth, so they want to do it themselves, or they can hand it over to their preferred partner, or they can let SAP to take care of it, which we call it as cloud application services. So regardless of their choice, whether it is a car partner or a customer themselves or SAP, we have to run these day-to-day activities. So now let us see what are the cloud application services. The cloud application services are enhanced services to the embedded standard cloud services that you get from Rise with SAP offering. So CAS delivers full spectrum of value adding services, which comes in two flavors. So we have fixed scope packages and we have custom tailored offerings. We would see them in detail in upcoming slides. Before that, we'll see why the customer have to choose cloud application services. So these are the reasons why our customers have to choose. So SAP Cloud Application Services, it's one vendor delivering RISE baseline as well as cloud application services to run and manage and improve and enhance your solutions. So for the seamless consumption of our customers. So the request and fulfillment process of complementary CAS services is same as RISE baseline services. So all CAS packages have a clearly described scope with the defined roles and responsibilities at a fixed price per year. So SAP provides end-to-end governance for managing infrastructure, systems, solutions, even their functionalities based on customer requirement. So with cloud application service packages, customers can hand over the technical services to SAP and focus on their business process and outcomes. So now we'll see what are the services we have in our portfolio. So these are the fixed scope packages. So when we say fixed scope, meaning they have predefined scope, metrics, and pricing. So customers just have to pick and choose the package as per their business need. So we will see few of the packages in detail in coming slides, and we have given the complete list of packages details in the appendix slides. So first one is application operations, is one of the most used cost packages. So the package contains the services like integration of systems with other applications like SAP Analytics Cloud or SAP BTP, or enabling Fiori Launchpad for additional business clients, or doing pre or post steps of client copies like locking and unlocking users, releasing jobs, etc. So this also includes user management, role management, and permissions management for non-technical users. So we also do implementation of SAP best practices for additional countries and implementation of SAP notes, transport-based correction instructions, and other type of manual corrections. So we also take care of incident management, like troubleshooting of technical and non-functional incidents. And we create, modify users for HANA modeling. And we also analyze SAP application logs and also provide recommendations on fixing those failures. And something like we configure RFC connections to technical systems which are managed by customer, etc. So what is the value to our customers? So they get better support experience during the entire S/4HANA Cloud lifecycle. So supporting for technical issues in case customers and partners are struggling with the complex ones, and reduced incident volume and improved stability of the application. So customers who have a small basis team and wanted to outsource their basis activities, then AO is the package that you look at. So this is basically a ticket-based on-demand package. So the scope of AO is fixed and it is consumed in the form of service requests. One package of AO comes with 24 service requests per year. So customer can purchase as many packages as needed. So this is a 24/7 support for production environment and 24/5 support for non-production systems. So next package is BTP core operations. So this package covers BTP administration, authentication, and monitoring. So when we say administration, so we take care of a basic setup of BTP global accounts and sub accounts, connectivity and security services, establishing cloud connectors to the backends. Say, for example, if customer wanted to have set up connection between S/4HANA development and S/4HANA BTP sub accounts, or for between production environment of S/4HANA with BTP production environment, etc. Similarly, under monitoring, we also, So similarly, under monitoring, we also take care of troubleshooting of, this is application operation. Yeah, sorry. BTP environment. So here we monitor the health of the BTP environment, usage and consumption monitoring, because a lot of services in BTP are consumption based and usage based. So we could see if there are some bandwidth related consumption. Say, for example, customer should have, let's say, 1,000 calls per day. And if you already see they have already consumed 800, 900 calls, then we can let customer know that the limitation is already reached. And in case if they wanted to have a bandwidth more than that, they can go for additional purchasing of bandwidths. So similar to any administration of technical environment, so where they require to monitor public and private certificates, their expiry date, we do take care of those activities under BTP core operations. And we also take care of authentication, so which includes single sign-on options between BTP and some other providers like Azure or AWS. So what is the value to our customer? So they could save their own resources by using 24/7 pool of global SAP experts, and customers can fully focus on their application development. So next one is regression package. So when do we use this package? Customer is planning a major upgrade or deployment of major changes. They can look at outsourcing their regression testing activities. So the focus of regression testing is on S/4HANA cloud environment. So this is not an API testing or interface testing, but only functional regression testing. So what customer gets here is configuration of a test suite in SAP Solution Manager. So this service contains one test execution cycle per year. Here, customer needs to define the test scope and they need to provide the test cases to us. We will guide them here, but the responsibility of defining the test scope and test cases is at customer side. So our focus is configuring of the tool and execution of test cases and providing the reporting of test results. We do maintain the test case documentation if the service is co-termed with the cloud contract. So you might be wondering, why do we maintain test case documentation? This is because there are often we see the situation that test case has become outdated because of some business process changes. So we recommend customers to let us know if there are any changes in the business processes so that we adjust the test cases accordingly. And say, for example, if the contract is co-termed with the cloud contract for 3 years or 5 years, then we do the test case maintenance for that particular duration. So here customers can decide what need to be tested here. So it could be a single functionality, is SAP GUI transaction or a Fiori app, or they define end-to-end business processes within SAP S/4HANA system. The most value is generated when we do the end-to-end testing of business processes because it is complicated to get availability of testers from different functionalities and functional departments. And this is a significant value of this service that we are doing end-to-end testing without tester involvement from different functional departments. So we would perform one test cycle annually consisting of 200 business processes, wherein one business process is equal to one transaction of SAP GUI or one unit of Fiori. So what is the value for our customer? So they'll see the comprehensive end-to-end testing, consistent execution of regression tests, and ensure business continuity and reliable up-to-date test case library. Next package is release version upgrade. Suppose a customer is on S/4HANA Cloud Private Edition 2022 and they would like to move to S/4HANA Private Edition 2023. So as part of this upgrade exercise, there are n number of activities that customer had to perform, like simplification item checks, unlocking objects, removing of inactive objects, implementing upgrade related notes, version compatibility checks, and then they have to coordinate with all the stakeholders to make sure that they are on the same page and everyone are coming together for the upgrade process to ensure that there are no communication gaps, creating a detailed project plan, consolidating all the project timelines, meaning checking if there are any parallel projects ongoing, what will be the impact, when exactly we need to start the upgrade, etc. So all these activities are taken care with release version upgrade package. So we also notify the customers if there are any third-party applications so that they'll have to do the impact analysis, whatever they will have on that. We do inform when the business downtime will happen for the upgrade project. And customer have to also prepare execution plan, and since upgrade is happening, they'll have to choose which all the regression scope testing that need to be performed, and all these activities we guide them when we are doing this regression release version upgrade. On top of that, so once the system is upgraded, say for example, we start with upgrade of development system and followed by quality and production. And if there are any lessons learned during the upgrade of development environment, the same will be applied in quality environment and followed by production one. So if you see, technical upgrade of the system is done with the standard delivery of RISE package, whereas pre and post upgrade activities need to be performed by customer, which they can outsource to SAP with release version upgrade package. So next one is application monitoring. So with this package, SAP monitors given application 24/7. We monitor interfaces and connections like iDocs, RFCs, etc. We also monitor URLs and their availability, their certificates, validity, and we monitor custom and standard batch jobs, application logs, and also user monitoring. So this is 24/7 alert-based monitoring service. For every alert that our team will get, there is a deep dive analysis that is provided using standard operating procedures. Apart from that, we provide trend analysis of the all the alerts during the month end and quarter end, and fine tuning of suggestions that we provide. So during monitoring, if we come across any issue that indicates towards unavailability of any critical SAP system, we also follow a critical incident management process flow wherein we log in issues on behalf of customer to the ECS infra team. So the value to the customer is that they get a better application performance, better process integration. So there would be a potential reduction of tickets because we are already identified and analyzed, and the analysis is shared with the customer support teams. That is about application monitoring. Then we'll see data quality optimization. This is a service where we address the challenges faced for poor data quality. We analyze and provide recommendations for data quality issues identified in any one of the agreed data domain. So you might be wondering, what is a data domain? Data domain could be customer data, vendor data, or employee data, or finance data, anything. So we provide a scorecard which mentions how good the quality of the data in customer system by looking at different parameters. For example, the data, how accurate is the data, whether the data is consistent between 2 or 3 systems, whether the data is complete, whether the data is unique, and so on. This service is subscription-based service, which is performed at a regular interval, and customer can define the frequency of it. So it could be once in a year, once in a quarter, or twice in a year, whatever customer wanted to do it. So it is up to customer when and how they want to have it. So in the end, customer will get a fully optimized data quality maintenance strategy report from us and a guideline how they can avoid data quality issues in future. So this service is a fixed price, fixed scope package. So when a customer buys one package, it means we analyze one data domain. Next one is data volume optimization. So we all know that businesses are generating large amounts of data, which results in high operational costs if it is not maintained properly. So it can also cause performance issues. Therefore, there is a need for in-depth analysis for companies, like why their data volume is growing, which data is not required by the business, what can they do to reduce the data volume, and customer also need to identify a holistic approach which fits to their business requirement. So this is where they can opt for data volume optimization service, which identifies and analyzes the root cause for data growth. We also help customers to identify which data is not required by business. We help them to identify what is the correct approach for them when it comes to data volume optimization, whether it is a data deletion or archiving, or whether it is purging or consolidation, etc. In this service, we forecast a customer future need based on their current demand and data volume growth trend from last year. So we look at what is their data usage right now, what was the usage last year, and how it has been growing. And based on that, we make the prediction. We also review and analyze the impact of data growth so they might have on their performance of the system. In the end, customer gets a fully optimized data volume report from us where we highlight how can they improve the performance, how can they reduce the data volume growth, and so on. So this service is also fixed scope, fixed price package, wherein customer buys one package means we analyze top 3 tables. Many times customer don't know which table need to be analyzed. So our experts also help them to identify which tables need to be analyzed as part of this service. So next one is cloud integration testing. So this is the service focuses on customers who are already on BTP and they are insecure about number of updates happening on BTP because BTP as a platform has monthly major releases and there will be 1 or 2 batch updates on a weekly basis happening on this. So this creates some kind of insecurity at customer side as they have a lot of critical integrations which are running on their BTP platform. So customers can choose this service, if not for all the interfaces, but at least for the critical integrations to ensure that these are fine when the upgrades are happening to the BTP platform. So how are we ensuring that the platform is fine and the interface are working fine? We bring all customer integrations to our internal landscape. This is because the future updates of BTP are not accessible for the customer. So we within SAP only have access for the future BTP updates. So we bring the customer integration flows and corresponding message payloads onto our internal landscape, where we have BTP future update already done, and we run it and ensure that customer scenarios are working fine on the upcoming BTP updates. And we roll out the test reports before the release gets updated onto their tenants. So this is kind of a proactive test and assurance we are giving to our customers who have opted for this service. Next one is application security update. The main focus of this service is implementation of security nodes or hot fixes. So implementation meaning checking if there are newly published nodes which are being delivered on every second Tuesday of the month. So if they are applicable to a given customer, then we will implement them in the development environment of the customer and then transport them to the quality system. We would inform the customer about the security node implemented in quality system, and we request them to test it before we move it to production. So after 30 days, we will transport these security nodes to production system and send report to customer that these are the nodes which are implemented in their production environment. So here, customer need not required to raise the request on a monthly basis. We create an automatically created recurring ticket. On that, we will work on this on a continuous basis. So that's about fixed packages. So the second category of CaaS services we have is custom tailored option. So here our CaaS solution center would analyze customer business requirements and would propose the CaaS package with the pricing details, which will be taken for deal closing. So we'll see one or two packages of this custom tailored options here. And remaining, you can refer to it in the appendix slides later. So functional application management, one of the custom tailored options. So in this package, we provide end-to-end support for customer-specific SAP solutions and business processes in terms of incident management, problem management, change management, service request management. So when we say incident management, example could be customer is unable to generate customer invoice. So all outbound delivery invoices are being stuck or is not able to dispatch the trucks, or logistics being heavily impacted. So we will investigate and fix the issue there. And when we say problem management, it could be that there is a frequent issue when you are running month-end and year-end closings. Maybe it is because of some delays on the payroll issues, or it could be any other one. So we will share the root cause details with the customer, and we take the corrective measures after we discuss with the customer. And when we say change management, could be a new tax implementation guideline wherein few more fields need to be made as a mandatory ones in a master data or in a sales order process. So sometimes these change requests might require customization coding changes, which we will do it from this service. And finally, when we say service request, it could be implementing a new printer for a given plant, something like this. So this functional application management is 24/7 support for production environment and 24/5 support for non-production environments. So what is the value for customer? It's a stable and efficient environment of SAP solutions and their integrations, and higher business end user satisfaction here. Next one is S/4HANA interface testing. So whenever customers are going through RISE transformation journey, wherein customers are moving from ECC to S/4HANA Cloud Private Edition, imagine that customer have a lot of integrations with their third-party systems. So how do we ensure that all the integrations that are intact and they will work fine even after moving to S/4HANA Cloud Private Edition? So if they have to involve third-party resources and do this, it will involve a lot of cost and efforts here. So for that, we have this service called S/4HANA interface testing. So what we do here, let's take an example. So there is a manufacturing industry customer who is on ECC and have their landscape connected to suppliers, distributors, retailers, and their systems are getting integrated via interfaces. So these interfaces are integrated via integration logic, meaning whenever, say, a customer is creating a purchase order, then there will be order IDOC generated, which will be traveling via the PO or BTP to the ECC system. So what we are doing here is we are taking those electronic message documents, and we use a tool called INT4 suite. By using this tool, we create test case scripts, on this electronic message documents, wherein it will not require a third party people to be involved there, because we already have the message document with us. And this one we will send it to the BTP, and from there to S4HANA system. So this tool ensures that all the integrations and third party system ones will work fine even after moving to S4HANA. So finally, if you wanted to know more about cloud application services, you can always reach out to the account executive, or if you're a RISE customer already, then you can talk to the customer success partner or a client delivery manager. And you can already read more about cloud application services on sap.com, and the link is shared in the presentation. So that concludes the presentation. Over to you, Sinan, if you have any questions.
Perfect. So first of all, thank you very much, Lakshmi, for your great insights into the really broad variety of SAP Cloud Application Services. So let me take a look into the chat so I can see our expert Stefan has already answered some of the questions that popped up in the chat window. So I see another question. Do we have any cloud application services package for taking care of pre and post activities of an upgrade project?
Yeah, so for the pre and post activities upgrade project, we have a package called release version upgrade. So in this package, we take care of all the activities, like doing the simplification item checks or version compatibility or implementing upgrade related nodes, etc.
Yeah, and if you have more specific tasks, or if we need to customize it, we still can use it, the custom way, where we do a joint scoping workshop and then do a service which is custom tailored for a specific customer. Because when you see post-processing, especially, maybe not two customers are the same. So this definitely can be done. Need some more work in scoping and really looking what needs to be done. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Stefan, for the clarification here. So let me take another look into the chat. And in the meantime, you, the participants, still have the opportunity to include your questions in the chat window. So we still have a couple of minutes left to answer them. So the next question is, how many issues can be reported in one ticket in the application operations package?
It depends. Yeah, I think, for example, you could put in, I think, 50 transports into a single ticket. But for example, when it comes to Fiori activation, which is quite an extensive task, there is just one. So it's, yeah, I hate to say it, but it depends. Yeah. And there is a whole list. You can look it up on sap.com in the roles and responsibilities metrics. There you can see what kind of tasks are covered in cloud application services for application operations, for example, or the other packages as well. So this is a good source of information, and you might go through this with your SAP architect or with the client delivery manager.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So let me take another look into the chat. So we have one question in the chat, which you have partly already answered, I think, Stefan. It's about BTP updates, business technology platform updates. How does that affect customers' uptime? And does a BTP upgrade affect the ERP integrations / interfaces?
Yeah, that's more an architecture question. So I would say the platform updates are centrally steered by our technology and innovation board area and the Cloud Application Services. What we are here for, we just rely on the platform below, because what we do here on BTP, in theory, every customer can also perform and use the platform. So we do not interfere, what I said, with the platform availability and the maintenance windows, which are centrally communicated there.
Perfect. Thank you. So I can currently not see any additional questions in the chat. If there are any left, you still have the opportunity to ask them and get your answer from our experts. So in the meantime, let me just quickly repeat what I've already mentioned at the beginning. So this is actually the 6th and last session of an entire series on the topic of RISE with SAP. And you can watch all past sessions on demand by visiting our YouTube playlist. So you can find the link in the description of this video and also in the chat window. So there you really have the opportunity to learn everything about RISE with SAP, what it entails, also about topics such as pricing and packaging. And just visit our playlist and have a look at the other sessions that we already did in recent weeks. So as I cannot see any additional questions, thank you very much, everyone, for joining. A big thank you to our experts, Lakshmi and Stefan, for this insightful session, and hope to see you again in one of our future sessions. And the slides you have seen in today's session will be shortly accessible also in the description of the YouTube video. So with that, I wish you a great day and goodbye from my side.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.